Madness!
What's up, everybody? Sizdog here, and
Dan Cat.
welcome to Nostalgia Button. In today's video, we'll be looking at my extensive Power of the Force Star Wars action figure collection. I love the Power of the Force line. Before we do, got a little bit of housekeeping. Currently on Nostalgia Button, we are giving away this Last Starfighter Series 3 Lobo's exclusive 1 of 200 action figure set. All you got to do is head over to Instagram and you will be able to win this. So please get on that if you haven't already. Thank you very much. All right, on to our video for the day. So Power of the Force. These figures came out in 95 and then changed over into Episode 1 figures in 1999, but they were still releasing Power of the Force figures in 1999. I've got a lot of fond memories of these toys. I never opened them. I always just kept them on card, and that wasn't because I thought they were going to be worth any money. It was because these were the first Star Wars figures that I could actually ever purchase as like a you know,
because you bought them in 1995.
I was 15.
You were 15.
Yeah, so I don't think I actually bought any until I was maybe 17, 18 when the special edition came out, but you could still get some of the older figures in the stores.
Yeah.
And these are the most nostalgic figures. And the whole reason I love them so much is because I don't remember playing with, like, opening up and playing with Star Wars figures as a kid. They were already opened. I mean, the last movie came out when I was 3, Return of the Jedi, and there was no toys between then and 1995 because there was no films. The franchise had died pretty much until George had the idea of doing Episode 1, and so they started re-merchandising and reintroducing the world to Star Wars. And then, of course, in 1997, the special edition came out. Got to see Star Wars in the cinema for the first time, and my collecting and my love of Star Wars just went through the roof. Reignited, yeah. So over the years, I've purchased a lot.
Did you get multiple Jar Jar Binks when Episode 1 came out in anticipation that he would be very fondly thought of character?
No, I have my main character that I really loved in 1999 was Darth Maul because he was just so super cool, and he stands the test of time. That figure's still really
My
cool.
dad genuinely liked Jar Jar Binks.
I think he just liked to say that he liked Jar Jar Binks just to get under people's skin, which is perfect MO for your dad.
He also said the Beatles were a flash in the pan.
Yeah, he just likes to
he likes to stir the pot.
Stir the shit, yeah, exactly.
Oh, I miss you, Dad.
Miss you, Baz. Okay, so we've got, these were the first carded figures that they brought out in 1995, and this is known as the red and yellow carded figures. So this one here is the Stormtrooper right there. I also have the Tatooine Stormtrooper, which is pretty much a sand trooper, really. Check that one out right there with the cool elbow pad, shoulder pad there, and awesome accessories.
He's dirty because he's covered in sand.
Because he's a sand trooper, that's right. We also have TIE Fighter Pilot, boom. We've got Yoda with backpack, so cool. Love that one. We have Princess Leia Organa.
That's the backpack he sits in when he rides on Luke, yeah? Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's him from Dagobah, yeah.
Run. I can be a backpack while you run.
Run. I can be a backpack while you run, jump and stop. Put me down.
There you go. We have Princess Leia Organa there as well. We have Boba Fett. Very interesting thing, which I did mention in the Boba Fett episode. If you go back and watch the Boba Fett collection video, the picture used for this card is actually the prototype Boba Fett costume, and the toy makers just used this image to create the toy. So if you actually have a look at the toy, his gloves are brown, and Boba Fett has never been seen on screen with brown gloves.
Doesn't have brown gloves. How could they get that wrong?
So that's why this figure is quite unique, because you have to be a pretty psychopathic fan like myself to even know that that's an issue there. But there you go. We've got Han Solo as well there, looking quite dashing. We
his
also
gloves green to match the rest of his outfit.
No, they're grey, sweetheart. Yeah, we have another Stormtrooper and another Stormtrooper there as well. There they are, there on the red cards. We've got Han Solo in Hoth gear on the red card as well. And then finally rounding out this first run of 1995 red carded figures is C-3PO. I really love how that figure pops. All right. Moving on now to the... Actually, no, this is collection 2. So if you have a look, none of these have anything at the top. They've just got some like serial numbers, but there's nothing written there. When we go to collection 2, however, it says it at the top. We've got collection 2 written at the top. So here's our Hammerhead action figure. This card is terrible. I may end up opening him, but not today. 1996, we've got Momar Nandon, or Hammerhead. It's even got Hammerhead in italics right there. Awesome figure. And the Tusken Raider with a gaffy stick as well. So they're my last red carded figures.
What's Chewie? What's open to Chewie? Or he's just a Lucy?
He's just a Lucy. I'm not sure what line he's from. All right. Here is collection 1. And now we're going to the greenbacks. So there's tons of these. We've got Luke in Hoth gear. We have Han Solo in Bespin gear. There he is there. And they started doing these like cool little like reflective stickers on the packaging, which is really cool. We have Han Solo in Endor gear. And for some reason, I have 2 of these Han Solos. Plus this Han Solo as well. The same one again, but that one doesn't have the sticker. It's just like the matte finish photo. So there we go. We also have Greedo with blaster pistol. Okay, there's Greedo there. We've got Rebel Fleet Trooper. We have Hoth Rebel Soldier. We have a Sand Trooper. And we have Luke Skywalker in ceremonial outfit with Medal of Valor and blaster pistol. That's a mouthful, but there he is there. Collection 2. Now let's check out
collection 1. That says collection 1.
Oh, sorry, collection 1. Now let's check out collection 2.
Can't wait.
You want to pop those on the ground?
Oh, on the ground? Really?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. For some reason, I have 2 of this guy as well. Where is he? Here he is here. ASP droid. ASP-7 droid. Spaceport supply rods. So this is actually from the special edition of Star Wars. Episode 4, A New Hope. Where you can actually see it on the back of the packaging when Luke and Obi-Wan are in the land speeder. And they're going through Tatooine for the first time. And they added all this CGI. It was kind of like to see how CGI would work in the films. And obviously 1999 rolled around and they started creating complete CGI characters, which you mentioned earlier, Mr. Jar Jar Binks. This is a great figure. We've got the Gamorrean guard there. He's actually quite a lot heavier than all the other toys.
Who falls in and gets eaten by the Rancor?
One of them is. Let's assume that this guy survives. We've got collection 2 Tusken Raider, so they re-released him for some reason, so you can start building your Tusken Raider army. We've got Dengar, one of the...
Well, they do scare easily, but they come back in greater numbers.
Oh, come on! Where you going?
Relax. The Sand People frighten easily, but they'll be back. And in greater numbers.
Well, that'll give us a richer harmony.
Oh, yeah, no, it's going to sound fantastic.
It's true, they do. We've got Dengar there, one of the bounty hunters. We have 4 Lom as well, another one of the bounty hunters. And we also have the Hoth Rebel Soldier as well in collection 2. Moving on now to collection 3. I don't have many collection 3 figures, so this is a little light on. This is a very cool one though. So this one is Grand Moff Tarkin. He was never released in the original Star Wars figures in 1977. That was a very big omission in the toy line. You never had a Grand Moff, and this was the first time he was offered, and even says there, never before offered in any Kenner collection. Now you would think, oh, okay, that would be worth heaps. It's worth about $30 Australian. None of these toys are really worth anything, and the reason for that is because they produced a lot of them, and a lot of people thought, oh, Star Wars toys, they're worth a lot of money. I'll go buy all of them, and so because everyone just kept them in box, they're not worth anything. So
Maybe they're worth more if you open them.
no, well, I wouldn't say that. I think I still like the packaging. I'm very nostalgic for the packaging. So I remember going into toy stores in Greensboro and buying them with my first, money from working at the pizza shop. Here we go. We've got the Emperor Palpatine.
Something, dark side.
There he is.
Something.
Complete. We have Weequay Skiff Guard on Jabba's sail barge.
Little gem there for the Family Guy fans.
Yep, and we also have Ponda Baba as well, who is just trying to have a drink, and old mate gets so upset. Dr. Kazarian just gets upset, and old mate gets...
he's the one who gets his arm chopped off.
Yeah, he gets his arm chopped off. Very sad. All
Actually,
right.
the robot chicken skit of that is very funny.
I'll be careful.
You'll be dead.
Okay, moving on now to last two lines of the Power of the Force line. These were the freeze frame action figures. I only have a couple of these. So series 1 I have Chewbacca. There he is there. This is the Chewbacca Aj Bush's Bounty. Now I'm not sure if this will be coming up. Yeah, you can see Chewie's got these crazy cross eyes. His eyes are crossed. I'll try and take a photo and import it there, but it's pretty hilarious. And as I was reading the backs of these packages today, I realized there's actually view your Star Wars slides through Luke's macro binoculars. So there was an actual item that you could purchase, those binocs that he wore on Tatooine, to look for the Tusken Raiders. And the gimmick was you would take these slides out and look at the slides through the binocs. How cool is that?
How special.
Now, this is a very special figure that I literally
Is that just the way your one got painted, maybe?
Yeah,
It wouldn't all
probably.
be like that.
They wouldn't all be all like that. Maybe they are, who knows. Now, this is another really cool one that I just realized there was an extra feature. Bespin Luke Skywalker with detachable hand.
Because it gets chopped off.
Because it gets chopped off! How cool is that? So if we open that up, his hand would come out and you could put it back on. And you could pretend like, Luke, you've not yet realized your importance. You've only begun to discover your power.
Luke, you do not yet realize your importance. You have only begun to discover your power.
That was Darth Vader.
I got it.
The AT-AT driver there with the freeze frame as well. And Zuckuss, another one of the bounty hunters. There he is. All right. So moving on now, we have the last of the Power of the Force line. All right. So these are the ones that came out in conjunction with the Episode 1 figures.
They released Power of the Force toys for like 6 years.
Yeah, the Power of the Force was the main line of action figures for the Star Wars fans to collect. Now, the big difference between these figures and all of the ones we've seen so far is the Power of the Force figures. They kind of came out and they're all muscular looking, like a comic book character version of the Star Wars figures. But when they released these Comtech reader ones, and actually I make a mistake, these ones as well, these weren't as, the bodies weren't as morphed in these freeze frame ones as well, but you can really tell on these ones. So if we have a look at, that's why I kept this one out, so we can compare them. So there's Guido, and see how his chest is all puffed up, but then in the Comtech one, it's not. And the figures are actually really now starting to get a lot more articulated. It's not a re-release at all. This is a brand new figure, and it's really interesting to see the difference there in Guido. So yeah, this was the whole gimmick where you'd get the Comtech reader, you'd open them up, you put that, and it would actually say the phrases of the character. So this guy would say, I don't know, see details on back. Kuna tucha solo. That's what Guido says. That's perfect. And for some reason, I have two of this Guido.
Oh, well, we can open one.
I'm not doing that. Okay. We also have R2-D2.
We have a Greedo for sale in our Power of the Force line.
No, we don't. I'm holding on to all of them. I love these figures. We have R2-D2 with holographic Princess Leia. How cute is that? Look. And he's even dirty on his little belly because he's in Tatooine when he's doing that message.
And he didn't get an oil bath.
No, he doesn't get an oil bath. And finally, we have Luke Skywalker with his T-16 Skyhopper. And again, you can see the difference between this Luke Skywalker and the Lukes of the earlier lines. I'll show you some
B-roll.
B-roll. All right, moving on now to the special figures in my Power of the Force collection. All of these figures have a special meaning to me for different reasons, and I wanted to leave them to the last. So let's begin first with this Boba Fett. So again, this Boba Fett
We obviously got in Europe.
we got in Europe, and we brought this
Paris.
home. Yeah, so that's why it's got that little foreign
Euro sticker.
Euro sticker. So this costs 15 euros apparently. And I just wanted to bring something home from the trip.
Well, we just stumbled across a comic book store.
Yeah, and that was in there, and I bought the mug as well.
Yeah.
This next one was given to me by young Jacob at school. I do work at a high school, I won't say which one, but I was having a really terrible day. I used to teach Jacob at the start of 2022, and in the end of 2022, he wasn't my student anymore. And I just had an awful day. And young Jacob came in with this figure and said, "Hey, sir, I've got you because he knows I collect toys, and I don't have this toy at all. This is the Garandan long snoot with hold-out pistol." And there he is there. He's the one that stitches up... He's the one that stitches up the rebels when they're trying to escape Tatooine, and he tells the stormtroopers, "Oh, I just saw the Millennium Falcon. You better get to Hangar Bay 94 before they leave." And of course, they escape. But
Well, hopefully he still got his reward for dobbing.
yeah, I'm sure he did.
Which way? All right, man, load your weapon.
So those two really mean a lot. Also, we have my Slave Leia Power of the Force figures. These are apparently from Collection 1. And yeah, these are in my Princess Leia cabinet. If you saw in my collection room tour video just a couple of weeks ago, these were featured. Again, I've got two of them. I probably bought two so I'd open one, but I never had the heart to do it because they're just so cool. So there's our Slave Leias. The next really special one on the list is Bib Fortuna. I bought this specifically for Danielle for her birthday or Christmas. It wasn't for Christmas, no, it was for your birthday.
I don't remember. You bought it because you think I laughed like
So it's a long-standing joke between us. Obviously, I don't think Danielle, my beautiful wife, looks anything like Bib Fortuna.
I don't know. If I grow my hair long again, we could...
Maybe you could do that around your neck. But the way Bib Fortuna laughs and the way Danielle laughs, sometimes they're like... It makes me think of Bib Fortuna, so I gifted that to her under duress. So that's your toy there.
Thank you so much. Maybe I'll open it.
Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll keep it mint on card. Or mock, as they say in the trades. Coming up next, this isn't officially a Power of the Force figure, but it did come out during that time. This was released... when was this released? This was released in 2000. There you go. And this was Hasbro / Kenner's 300th figure. And that's the Boba Fett right there. And I remember distinctly buying this figure. It was either in Minotaur, it was one of those toy stores.
One of those expensive toy stores.
Yeah.
It's probably Minotaur then.
It would have been, but it wasn't that expensive. I think it was about $40, but it was a lot of money back then for a figure.
But you wouldn't have got it at Toy World, is what you're saying.
No, I do remember buying this at a specialty store.
That probably would have been Minotaur, because there really wasn't anything else back then, was there?
Or something like that. On the back, we've got number 1, Luke Skywalker, 1978. And then number 100 was Han Solo in Carbonite in 1985. Apparently they did release some figures in the mid-80s. 1998, Mara Jade was number 200. So between 1998 and 2000, they released 100 toys. And I guess Boba Fett was the 300th figure. For some reason, I thought this would be a real investment. Like, this is the 300th figure. It's Boba Fett. He's an iconic character. And this is not worth hardly anything at all because it's a Power of the Force figure. So there you go. Moving on now. Before we finish with the main event, I want to talk quickly on these two vehicles. We actually have two vehicles. Actually, no, they're down here. Sorry, Danielle. We have my TIE Fighter, which I got for my 21st by James Tiller. So this is definitely a Power of the Force TIE Fighter, and it's got this cool, like, kind of gimmick. He got hit, but kind of clicks back in. Really, and it's quite violent. Like, I'm surprised it hasn't broken over the years, but I don't really play with it. This has always been a collectible. But yeah, there's the TIE Fighter. And down here we also have the Power of the Force X-Wing as well.
Did the wings open up?
They do. So you just click on R2's head there, and you just click it back like that. So yeah, super cool. It did used to make noises. I tried opening it up today, but I couldn't figure out how to open it up, and we ran out of time before shoot time. So there is the X-Wing there. All right, to the main event. Thanks for sticking around so long. These are the two most nostalgic pieces.
Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
Even though our nostalgia button has nothing to do with the actual figures. Why don't you tell us about this one, Danielle?
So did we put? Oh, we put them, but you put them back in.
I was heartbroken when I actually had to open these up. But tell the
You wanted to open them.
I did want to. I wanted to have them where you were about to tell us where they were. So
we opened these up because they were our bride and groom on our wedding cake.
They were the toppers.
Yeah.
To the cake, weren't they, on our wedding day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you wanted that. Because I was just going to get like a standard bride and groom topper, and you're like...
No, we've got to have Han and Leia, come on.
Han Solo and Princess Leia. And I was like, okay. And
So-
then now you're all upset that you opened them.
Well, no, I'm not upset that I'm opening it. What I was trying to say was, opening them was hard to do.
Okay.
Because I'm not a loose collector by nature, in my heart. I like to keep things on card. That's how I like to collect.
Okay.
Even though there are a lot of loose figures behind me, it is a very difficult thing for me to do, to open them. So I wanted to keep the carding as well, so that we would always have these mementos. So again, here we go. This is a Power of the Force figure, obviously, a Comtech Reader 1, and it is Han Solo. For some reason, he's wearing a medal.
Well, it's from the end of episode. They're both from the end of episode.
Yeah, baby,
4.
but he doesn't wear a medal in this figure. It's not.
Oh.
So I don't know why he's wearing that medal.
I don't know.
Maybe it came with
Her. Maybe
with
it came
Medal
with
of
her-
Honor, and
yeah.
she's put it on him. Yeah,
There
so
we
it
go.
came with her, and I've put it on Han Solo. So if we do a quick,
do.
that's good. If we do a quick, this is what I wanted to do before. A quick comparison. So here is a loose Princess Leia, and you can see she's even a little bit bulky. And if you have a look at this one, it's the same. It's depicting the same. Well, actually, no, it's not. So that's her. But you can still see, like, she's kind of bulky, and she's a lot less bulky looking. So these were more of an action figure style, and these are try to be more true to the actual films. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Nostalgia Button, all about the Power of the Force figures. I love these figures. If you have a Power of the Force action figure collection as well, please reach out in the comments. I do want to mention one last time, our Lobos Collectibles Last Starfighter figure giveaway is happening right now.
And if you haven't watched the movie, watch it. It's really fun.
Oh, this movie's so much fun.
We just watched it the other day, and it's free on YouTube.
Yeah, just Google The Last Starfighter. You can watch it for free.
Just watch it. And it's a really fun movie.
It's really fun. I reckon if your kids are 8 or 9 years old, you probably even could watch it with them. There are a couple little scary moments, but as long as you know when the scary moments are, you could probably tell them maybe don't look at this part. Because when the beta unit is sleeping and he hasn't fully morphed
into Alex yet.
Very creepy looking old school
Effects.
visual effects. Yes. So yeah. Try and win this.
So what do they need to do to win it?
All they need to do, go to Instagram, tag 3 mates in the giveaway post, like Nostalgia Button or follow Nostalgia Button on Instagram, and give me a screenshot of your subscriber status for YouTube, and send that as a direct message on Instagram
to Nostalgia Button.
To Nostalgia Button, and that's all you need to do. And this will be announced in early Feb who is winning this piece. Not a lot of people have entered, so you've got a really good chance if you enter to win this. This is worth over $200.
Still got a few more weeks for people to enter.
Absolutely.
We've got time.
Thanks again, Nostalgia Buttoners. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. There's really only one last thing to do. Let's hear from our main man.
Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
And we'll see you next week, Buttoners.
And we'll just open that one. Bye,
Buttoners. Peace.
What you buy this week? Did you get some toys instead of the groceries? I wanted this since I was a kid. Now I live in a box, but at least I chased the dream. I gotta intercept that package, or my wife will leave me and I'll end up on the street. Nostalgia.